timing chain. Ingenium. Not done one of these before. We'll soon get stuck in and find out. Just pulled my covers off, airbox, both bottom trays and engine cover. Then we're going to put a support beam to hold the engine up. Drop subframe, drop gearbox, get to timing chain on that side. And to get the shafts out, we're going to drop the subframe, and then we're going to drop the gearbox, and then we're going to put this bar onto the engine. We've still got it at the bottom side. I haven't really been doing many time lapses, I've just ripped most of it. If you can't take a battery box off and an airbox, this ain't a job for you, let me tell you that now. So yeah, let's carry on the strip then. This side shaft is out, subframe ready to drop. I've had to take hub out on this side because the shaft seized into there. I spent about 10 minutes beating it. When I put that through, it's probably borderline AVH. So that's going to go in press. After 10 minutes I went, right, undo that, just knock it all off. Disconnect the caliper. It isn't hanging from the hoses. Steering column off from inside the vehicle. Undo them two. Undo that. Maybe them two at the back. Well, definitely that fits subframe. 2 bolts for this engine mount. And then your front ones are just up there behind wheel arch liner. They don't build these for access, do they? Subframe doesn't come off as quick as a time lapse, make it look, but I did forget to mention them plugs there. There's one down there, add blue injector, and you do have to disconnect a knock sensor from down there. But yeah, that is subframe off, and we have got a bit more room up there now. I won't say much, I don't think they designed these with room in the name. Let's go again. I told you then before I started, but that's the EGR and cooler off. There's this charge cooler down here now, and we can start pulling box out. I did take that boost pipe off from there just to give you more access to that. I think my next task is going to be supporting the engine with that, and then take the gearbox out. Quite a parts build up. Yeah, charge cooler, boost pipes, EGR and cooler, subframe, hub and shaft. You have got airbox, battery box and all covers down there. It's time, shaft out, which did come out the hub. I think then we've got to take this bracket off to remove it, and the prop to then remove this transfer case, so we can then remove the gearbox. Let's get going. One thing I have spotted, can you see all the swarf in this drive shaft? Don't think that's meant to do that. But it should come out easy. More stuff in the parts pile. Disconnected the prop, removed the bracket for this, removed another knackered drive shaft and transfer box. So now we can start the motor off so we can get to the torque converter bolts, and let's undo the gearbox. My top side stripped down. Remove our starter motor and the bottom bell airs in bolts. And get a stand under there. I have to undo torque converter and that. I think you could say you're nearly halfway through job then, aren't you? Once you've got them timing cases off. We'll have a bit of that. It's my dinner today. Subway. All the timing cases now off. It has. This is what I could hear, the rattling noise. Well, I've been the timing chain hitting the top cover inside there where it's been wearing away. The tensioners are quite a way out. That's not too bad, but that one up there is quite a way out. So yeah, now it's time to go and get the timing tool, lock this all in position, because if one of them isn't in the right place, we could kill a Jaguar engine. Even though I think it were about to kill itself if it carried on. So now, let's lock the engine up with this tool. We're all locked up. The noise was coming from the top end, and now all my timing tools are in. You can't see. Which was making all the noise. All the slack in that. And that's the one where tension is pretty much all the way out. Bottom one. Got a bit, but nowhere near as bad as the top. Nowhere near. That top one, probably borderline, about to go. There's the tool on the cams now, that holds them in place while you crack them bolts off. This pipe here has been, nearly swore again then, but yeah, it's done nothing but drip down my sleeve non-stop, and it's took me until now to just rip the finger off a glove and stick it on there after I've had it down my sleeve about 5 times this morning. So yeah, Now let's rip all them chains off and put the new ones on. Well, crack them cam pulleys off, take that tool off, then rip all my chains, tensioners off, put them on the bench as they come off so I know what went where, what bolts are for what. Put it all back together, torque it, away it goes. Had a few errands, haven't we? We've got the bolt, we've got a bracket now. Car's dropped off at MOT. So now, hopefully no distractions again, let's swap the chain. That is it all off, cleaned up and ready. I'm going to show you what we found as well. So when I do them, I take everything off as it comes off so you can see what those were. Look at the teeth on this pulley. 1 tooth, 2 tooth, 3 tooth, 4, 5 teeth missing off that pulley. How that hasn't jumped, I do not know. And that is the new timing chains, tensioners and guides on. All torqued and marked the bolts as I torque them, etc. I've whirled that over. My timing tools go in perfectly. So now, just cleaned all this up. Time to fit the new cover. We did get a BGA kit, so I've not got the gasket for the top and the rear main oil seal, so I've just had to order them. That gasket, that oil seal. So I've ordered them. But yeah, to finally build this mammoth of a job back up. Had a lot of distractions, so I've managed to throw on the timing cover, new rear main oil seal, the gearbox yesterday. I've mounted the gearbox. I've got the charge cooler back on. Up here, outside at gearbox with all the hoses connected to the oil cooler as well. I've also put the EGR cooler back on. Flown through it. Those parts of valve back on, etc. There's not much left now before it's time to just put transfer box, subframe, the bracket on, sort the drive shafts. But yeah, there's loads of disruptions here. I've got a few hours free and I thought, you know what, I'm just going full speed mode. I've not had chance to do many time lapses and that. It's just in case I get it back together, blow it all off, starters back on, torque converter bolts are in, everything. So now, get back to doing some time lapses. That exhaust bracket there was winding me up then. Quick cup of tea, back to it, it's back on, that's on, that's tight, that's tight. I think I might get a bit more on that one, not to snap it. That's on, bracket's on, transfer box is on, drop shaft is on. So, it's tight. Countdown till key turn. New drive shaft. We've had to replace this because that bearing was spinning on this aluminium bracket here. So we've got another one of them second hand because they're a couple £100 from Jag. How many tons to press the shaft there of this thing? Let's go and see. at about 40 bar, I think it was. Drop in a minute. Out she comes. And that is how you remove a JLR drive shaft. That is the subframe, the hub's back on, all the legs are built up, etc. Brake cleaning all under here off. I've just got the steering to put back on inside up there. I haven't done many time lapses on Friday. We're all just get as much done as I could. Been in Blackpool for the weekend on Lash, so yeah, we're a bit worse for wear on this Monday morning. We just had a few hours again Friday, get flying. But yeah, it is all nearly there now. Literally nothing left of that pile but the wheels. Let's drop it down, get all these top covers etc put back on, and then get it running, check for leaks, road test, and that is job done. That is everything together. Time to turn the key. Sorry the time that stopped again. Phone did ring as I were in middle of it all. We got started again. That is it, all running. I am going to, did start very well then. I am going to plug it in. There were an engine light when I pulled it in, so I'm just going to plug it in, clear all fault codes, do a scan, and then check for leaks, let it run up to temp, let the coolant bleed up, road test, job well done. So just that engine light, handbrake and seat belt. Handbrake's obviously it's on, seat belt I'm not wearing it right now. Zoom that out a bit. Oh no, don't OBD, cancel. Jag, what are they going to come under on here do you reckon? Europe? McLaren, Jaguar. And we had a load in there for EGR and that, which has all been unplugged, cleared it, trouble cords, read cords again, just what you want to see. Top tip before I put the steering rack on at the bottom of this is I did have the belt through it, but I got someone to climb in the car before for me, so they've undone the belt just to make sure if this wheel has turned one rotation left or right and back to here and you put it together, you'll snap the squib inside here, which is like an electrical coil that gives connections to the airbag and the steering wheel, so you can still turn your wheel. Always check that is at 0 degrees with the wheel straight when you're putting it back together. If you've took it off at 90, that wants to be around there, but I won't be taking it off at 90. Ever taking one of them off, put your wheel where it should be, seat belt through it, and just always double check that 0 degrees and then put it back together. That is the steering joints under there back together. Still no lights and fault cord, the heaters have got warm, so let's take it for a road test now. The end. Road test, picked up my Mackey's breakfast, we're back in front of heater. That's now off to Manchester. See you later.